Please tell me. Fucking not even recording. All right. Hello, welcome to AK Talks Morning Show. Guess who it is? Guess who it is? No, guess again. Guess again. I did this twice now because it wasn't recording. That's not bad. Yeah, I'm AK. Congratulations. You win my 2016 tax return. Ha, that joke's just for me because I didn't file it. I was watching Howard Stern, and I was very surprised about how this guy's a piece of shit. I didn't know Howard Stern was a bad person at all. I only idea I had from this guy is America's Got Talent or America's Home Funniest Videos, talents, the contester show, whatever. I always thought he's a family friendly, cool type of dude. They did not look Jewy. He did look a little bit more rock and roll. So I did not expect him to have hate in his heart. He's a very hateful individual. The only reason I was watching him is because I was watching some old interviews between him, David Tell, or him, Louis C.K. just to see it, just get a better idea. And at that point, Howard Stern was way bigger than those two guys, and he was talking shit like heavy. I didn't understand any of this shit. I didn't get it, so I had to watch a documentary about Howard Stern and shit, about his past and what he does, and how he's a piece of shit and still alive today. He's the original shock jock, or at least to my idea of shock jock, because I always thought Opie and Anthony were the only people like that. I didn't know Howard Stern was inside that same universe, but way more powerful. Like seductively, way more powerful. He did a Butterface contest, which I didn't think was real. I thought it was a bit. I thought it was like one evil bit, but no, they judge women by their body. And if it's a 10 out of 10, they ask them to take off the whatever thing, and then they see how ugly she is so they can understand if she's the winner of the Butterface contest. It's very simple. It's plain. It's interesting that happened and no one had rights. I didn't get what women's rights was until I watched that video. I was like, damn, dude, I should have had a better joke loaded up, but it's okay. It's a free podcast. You don't deserve the good jokes. Those are for the $5 tickets. Ha. Yeah, so he did that, and he did a stripping family member contest. I think I couldn't pay attention. It was at softcore porn at that point on the internet or whatever the broadcast. I think that's when you went to satellite radio at that point, so you can do that fucked up shit because there wasn't any regulations or shit. Yeah, you saw full ass and tits and pussy. You saw it all for people who aren't porn stars, it- and their clothes are getting taken off by a loved one, which all of it was interesting to hear and see. It's just surprising how far we've gotten from that. Like, we are nowhere near that. And if that happened today, everyone will get an apology, or everyone will get some type of severance package, or maybe a monument. He made me take off my clothes, monument, or some stupid shit. But that was okay back in the day. So I I give a lot of props to the entertainers or anyone in media back in the day, because they had to face that dude eventually. That guy was the face of media. If you want to blow up back in the day, you had to talk to him first. He was a gatekeeper, and he was a troll under the bridge. All right, that's the Coca Cola talking. So I was watching his shit. Interviews are actually surprisingly very, very good because he's so aggressive and I think autistic or some shit. Zero emotion inside his fucking heart. He's just asking straight hitter questions, talking about their sex life, talking about family, talking about the business aspect, the beef. He's a gossip train type of dude. And I didn't expect it either. I didn't expect any of this shit. So when I first saw his interview with David Tell, that was the first time I ever saw him do his actual stuff, like Howard Stern actually doing Howard Stern shit. I thought he was just being a dickhead. I was like, dude, why is this guy mean? David Tell's he's just rolling with the punches. Why is this guy being an asshole? And then I watched another one. I was like, he's still an asshole. Why is he an asshole? And I was just confused. Like, did he have a bad year? Was this decline in his career? Why is he always so mean? And I realized that's his nicest point of his life, where he was just a horrible fucking. He was entertainingly horrible. I don't know. It's like Takashi 6ix9ine of the radio industry. Very strange to understand that, especially coming from America's Got Talent and shit. Really, wolf in sheep's clothing. That guy is a piece of shit, but he's a really good interviewer, honestly. And original shock jock. So right now, my list of shock jock humor starts with Howard Stern because I didn't know if there was a starting point. Howard Stern to Opie and Anthony, and now we're at Kill Tony. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Is shock humor something I enjoy? I don't have any sway on it, and I hate being the comedian that says we gotta defend all comedy. The democracy of free speech is on the lines of comedians. Oh, we need to defend the truth. I'm not on that train, and I'm not on the train that words can actually hurt you, and you should mitigate the amount of words. I don't know, some stupid gay shit. I'm not on that spectrum either. But I don't know. I think if it's funny, it's funny. If he was trying to be funny, have fun at it. Other than that, I have nothing. There's no other third opinion for me. I'm a black and white thinker because I am brown. That's a joke about apartheid if you guys aren't paying attention in eighth grade civics. World civics. I was watching Nick DiPaolo too. That guy's decently funny. I didn't respect him as much as everyone else did. I think it's because I seen Dave Attell already, so I feel like he's copying Dave Attell, but I think it's the opposite. Or they came up at the same time. I didn't pay too much attention, but he's not too funny to me. I don't want to be a dick about that. Because if he's not funny to me, he's not funny to anyone else, and he should not deserve any tickets, and his fame was not accredited, obviously. John Mulaney, I saw a special pretty recently. He's really good. Surprisingly, very good. I don't know why he stopped doing cocaine. He was doing a lot of good comedy on the cocaine. I'm not going to say his life wasn't better. I don't know about that part, but the comedy was flowing. He's still funny now, but it's funnier watching him when he's young and more adorable. Huh? All right. I think that's all the current news we can talk about here. I'm not going to talk about the election because it's not even close to interesting after it's over. After it's over, just like COVID, like Jesus Christ, we don't want to hear about the quarantine shit. It's all over, man. Give it up already. Go to the next topic. There was more fucked up shit happening in the world. Right? You guys are political for 1 month, and then you're never political again. Or worse, you're political all year long for all 4 years, and you ruin everyone's lunch and dinner. Which one are you? Which type of American do you think you are? Type it into your nearest senator. I did one microphone for comedy this week. Look how creative my words are. Wordplay comedy here. Top tier. Fuck Dave Chappelle. Fuck Bill Burr. They can't do wordplay like me. So I did one open mic. I did not enjoy the people there because they were just shitting on Trump and like shitting on the country because everything's gonna be so terrible. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up and go to work. All right, just let the next 24 hours go by. You can look at a butterfly. You're gonna see someone steal a parking spot, and you're gonna forget about everything else. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Plus, he's way more way more entertaining than Kamala. See, I was gonna talk about politics, but it just got annoying hearing every single person say the same exact thing. That's the part that got me annoyed. It wasn't the actual political part about anything. It's more than how much people were just all agreeing on one topic in one room. Like, Jesus Christ, when does it get funny? So I went on stage and talked shit for a little bit. Said he's way more entertaining. Say, yeah, I have more fun watching him. What's the coolest part about Biden when he fell off a bike or whenever he talks? It's not the same, dude. You can Google any time of the at any time of the moment, any time of the day actually, not even year, any time of the day. Just Google what did Trump say, and you can have a good old laugh, huh? That's not entertainment for you. Then I don't know why if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. Can someone pull up the quote, Jamie? Can you pull up the quote for that? Jamie's out the office today. Sorry guys, you might have to think about that one yourself. If you really care about that joke, you can Google it, and it'll be kind of funny, just kind of. So did that mic? Was I good for one person? I made one person laugh because there's only two people there, so that's a 50% margin on laughs. We're looking good for this season, honestly. Our laugh to silence ratio, I forgot the word. My ROI for fucking laughs, turnover, I don't know. Stick to the high school humor here. Don't go college. He didn't go to college. All right. And then I'm thinking about buying a 3D printer, seeing what I can do with that. I think I'm that smart, or I can understand 3D printing enough where it would be fun. Yeah, it's getting cheaper. I think they go for like a couple $100 now. It used to be thousands, now it's a couple hundred. So I'm looking into 3D printers. Don't know why I need it yet, but you know, you can have fun for free or $350. You can still have fun. The only thing I've been really doing since I am being a piece of shit gobstopper. That's a word. Is I've just been gaming and watching YouTube. I'm not even a big gamer. I didn't think I was, but if you don't give me a job for a long enough time, dude, I'm back on the games, back on the fucking gamer Rooney. Played Goat Simulator 3, beat that game because Simulator 1 and 2 was just way too riveting. Being a goat for that long, I had to play the third game in sequential order. Look at that. My vocabulary has increased since I don't work for the man anymore. The man doesn't control my words. I control my words. And Coca-Cola. So just been drinking yesterday record high, 6 Coca-Colas yesterday. And you might be wondering, was the time span great? Was it after a great workout? Were you busy all day? No, from 6 to 12, popped 4 back to back to back. Then I cruised on the last 2. I think I'm way more addicted to Coke than any other thing I've ever done. Like drinking, there's a limit. Coca-Cola, dude, you can keep going. Six Cokes in one night? That's equivalent to what? How much beers is that? Because it can't be 6 beers. Jamie, can you look up this number for me? How much is 6 beers equivalent? All right, that joke's over. I'm not gonna use that bit anymore. Yeah, so just been gaming and YouTubing, played Madden. Um, I still lost. I tried to take the Commanders to the Super Bowl this year, but or at least in 2024, because that's the only one I could play. And we didn't make it. We lost to I think the Vikings. Really, we really lost to the Vikings. Kind of sad, because I was playing. I was playing against computers on rookie, because I wanted to see it win. But no, even the rookie level can. Okay, I should stick to the topical stuff. I'm not good at this sports. Oh yeah, the Commanders did lose. They lost to the Steelers. We lost to the Steelers. Oh yeah, we lost by 1 point. I did watch from the second half over. First time ever watching a game this season. I'm hearing a lot of good things. Beat the Giants, beat the Bears, beat the Panthers. So the Steelers game, I thought it would have been a pretty leveling game. But no, we're competing. There was no defense on both sides after the second half, but we were competing. It was just a good old. I don't know that they have the All Star game for the NFL, but it was like an All Star game type of week. There probably is something, and I'm not gonna Google it. I'm not gonna double check. I don't have to do that shit. You know why? Because I'm in charge of the show. Is your name on the show? Is your name on the show? So why are you asking for information that I can't provide? I need to hire I think one loud Jewish woman with really big knockers so I can be just like Howard Stern. Is that the equivalent here? Is that a good enough callback? Was that a callback there? Okay, let's just stick to the topical shit. So just playing games, waiting for this job. I applied for this job as a diesel mechanic technician over inside the Virginian area, where diesel is the number one priority here. So I applied for that fucking stupid job, and I'm just waiting to get that job. Once I get that job, guess what? Nothing's gonna change. I think I'll just have less time, but I'll still be doing the same shit consistently. I am writing a lot more. I think it's because I have the time and I got bored. So I'll play like an hour and a half of games and then I'll write for like an hour and I'll just watch a couple interviews, then play another hour of games and then write again. But my writing process, I I'm noticing it. I notice it a lot and it's getting me more and more upset. I feel like I am trying to sound like David Tell or Louis C.K. Those are the two guys I love listening to, not just comedy wise. That was a good one. Not just comedy wise, but like their interview, their overall personality, how they act, how they respond to questions, level of thinking, timing, just overall persona they portray, even though it's their personality. inside the videos that I can find online, especially the older ones, when you can tell they weren't famous yet or they weren't as respected yet. So they're more hungrier. So I'm rewatching that shit, hearing their tonality and voice, and I started writing jokes. My theory is that I'm writing a Davy, a Davy. I'm writing a shitty Dave Attell joke, and I work on that. Or I write a shitty Louis C.K. joke, and then I'll work on that. Because naturally, my brain is going towards it anyways. So I am working with it this time. I'm continuing on instead of saying, "Oh no, that's what Dave Attell would say," or that Louis C.K. would say. I'll continue on, and then just pick and choose. I'll pick and choose which part I find the funniest, or if I like the premise a lot more than the punchline, or if I can stretch it out, or bring something else inside the joke, or if need a bigger turn. I just work on it from there. It starts off as a Dave Attell joke. I think Dave Attell will say this joke, and I work it towards I want to say it. I think that makes sense. That's a good writing process instead of what Joe Rogan would teach you, huh? Learn from me instead of the Rogie. All right, so you can live in Virginia and be a diesel mechanic just like me. I did drink 6 Coca-Cola yesterdays. What else we got here? No TikToking. I haven't been on TikTok. I deleted it, I think, about a couple weeks ago. And the only issue is that TikTok's algorithm is at a whole different level compared to Instagram, YouTube. That's one of the other things I use for short form content. Facebook is too stupid. So TikTok is just way too superior. And when I watch other shit like the short form content, TikTok style stuff, I don't get the same buzz. Like I don't even get kind of the same buzz. And it's way easier to quit it on YouTube or Instagram than it is on TikTok. And I've noticed that and it's very weird. Like I can drop like 80% comparatively of usage on my phone just by switching over my short form content, which is weird because I can't tell other than saying the algorithm what really is getting to me. I did hop on TikTok earlier today because I was trying to find some material, and I noticed a big difference. One, they're shaking a lot more ass on TikTok than the other two ones, so that's the biggest difference. That's all it is. It's just ass shaking, and they don't have a lot of ass shaking on other platforms because they're more Christian in their belief instead of a communist China belief. They're trying to get into the minds and hearts of Americans. So that's a really big difference. Other than that, it does tune in more. The algorithm side does tune in more, but the sexual nature is just like candy. I think it's like an easier win, at least for my brain. It's an easier win, and then I can stay longer for the longer form content I got is mostly just or not ass shaking content is mostly just cars or skits, comedy wise, cars, build wise, and just flexing and shit. Other than that, I don't really watch too much shit. I don't really keep up with like news or pop culture news, hip hop news, or any other stupid shit, comedy news. I don't keep up. I don't look at TikTok for that shit. I look for YouTube primarily for that more real information because I hate the way TikTok delivers information. One, it's not enough for a conversation. There's enough shit to say so you can repeat. There's not enough shit to say so you can think. And I hope that kind of makes sense. I can't think of an example of maybe this will work. Like if they're both presenting a laptop, TikTok will show you all the sharpness, the corners, the sleek, the how fast it can download porn and shit. And then YouTube would talk about the how it's built, reasons why it has this, what the comparative from this laptop to another laptop inside the same price margin. It's just a lot more real information, and you can do longer form content on TikTok. So that's why I'm talking shit about it in that manner. But the ass shaking is nowhere comparable to any other platform. TikTok will sell you a lot faster and a lot easier. What else we got here on the good old hit list? This sounds bad. I talked about like a goal for me for. Oh no, I got one more thing. I have a bartending gig this weekend. I think I have it. My buddy called me. He's like, "Hey, you used to bartend?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to bartend for a wedding for a couple $100?" I'm like, "Yeah." So that's all it takes. That's all I need to find another random job. Just someone saying, "Can you do it for a couple $100?" and it's a African wedding. He says they're gonna ask for simple drinks, but he would like specialty cocktails for himself, just as a friendly thing. So I'm gonna find out if I can do that job, and if I can, I don't know, finesse more money into it. I'm just doing it because it sounds like a fun gig, not because I need the money. I do need the money, but it does sound like a fun gig to do. I haven't bartended in like a year and a half, so it'll be fun to get back in the rhythm, wearing my stupid fucking collared shirt, get a double pressed hairline or some shit. Convince people this wine is better than the other wine. Oh no 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 no! You can taste where the grapes got plucked from, like some stupid shit I used to do. Oh, you can really taste the manicot fruit. It's so lovely. It comes from the manicot region of Manicot, Italy. Don't Google it, cause I'm making this shit up. I used to really be into bartending a little bit, at least to a point where it was I was a douchebag, a really big one. So I'll tell people, oh no 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 no, you can't drink your this with that. You can't eat this with that drink. You're gonna ruin yourself. You're gonna shit water. Why would you waste a $35 liquor for something? No 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 no. I used to be really good at it, but then I stopped caring about it because it's fucking stupid and gay. Like it's not a I don't know. It is a real job. I do respect bartenders. It is a skill to talk to people, and not you don't have to memorize drinks. You just have to know how to make a drink for somebody. If they're more like, if they're more free with the taste, like the most amount of fun I had bartending was when people would come up to me. It was like a party or hosting event, and they would say they would just want this type of flavor, or they want to have this drink, but they don't want to feel the alcohol, or they're looking for this type of flavor. It's way more fun. You're like a mixologist at that point. Kind of makes it look like you went to school instead of taking an online degree, right? That was long enough for that tiny little punch. Was it worth it? Let's find out on the next episode of AK Talks Morning Show. Next episode, we'll have a hooker, and she will have her clothes on. No, no. Next part of here on the hit list is kind of like a plan for comedy. Because obviously, this podcast, it actually, I could talk about this too. There are different levels to podcasting. Like, there are shows, there's performances, and then there's diaries. And I didn't think diaries counted until I rewatched a little Bill Burr Monday morning podcast brought to you by the Billmore. Blah, blah, blah. I watched that shit recently, and I was like, oh no, this is calm. This is collective. This is a nice, concise amount of information of what someone went through throughout the week in an entertaining way. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not bad. I always thought it was weird to do that. Like you just say your life into a microphone and make other people listen. I thought you had to be entertaining as fuck, like a Kill 20 performance, or who else is really performative inside? Rick Glassman, or some type of like thing or gimmick or some theme inside your podcast. I always thought you had to have one. Like it has to be super eccentric. You have to have a lot of oomph inside of it, a lot of hit pieces, a lot of eye catching shit. But yeah, maybe for like an 8-year-old, but grown ass adults who have lived day to day, they're just tired. They just want to hear someone talk at least a little bit more humane instead of giving them a fucking show and go on their Tuesday morning. That's weird. So I am confidently doing this diary portion now. It's not like I wanna do anything else. I'm not gonna make this into a late night show yet. There's no budget, and CBS is not really gonna pick this shit up. But at least for now, I'm comfortable just making it the diary aspect, an NPR version of this comedy for your Monday morning, for your Tuesday morning. So, there's nothing wrong about being a faggot and not actually having skill or talent behind the radio. You can always just do this, and when people get confused or lost, you can just say they're not intellectually capable of understanding the conversations we implement into their daily aspects. Now, that ate up 5 minutes. Good God, thank you. Next topic. I think the last one too. Hopefully, I wrote enough so it can eat up time. It's like a plan for comedy. You don't just do comedy. You're not just funny, you dumbass. You have to have a little bit of an idea of how you can measle your way and grease up everyone's hands so you can be at the top and wave and keep waving until the next person greases their way up and pulls you down by your belt buckle, not sexually, so they can wave. So my grand scheme idea, instead of actually being good at comedy, trying to be funny, no, you don't have to do that shit. No, just look at some comedian you're probably gonna pay for. Just look at him. He's not all right. Don't have to, don't have to knock a tower down to build another one. Good old British saying. So the goal is, at least for now, is to gain some capital, meaning money. I need to get some cash flow first, meet some more comedians, circle around the N word. I'm gonna say the N word. Network. And you thought I was gonna do a stupid joke. No, you got to network. So that's the thing I'm doing ish. Am I doing it productively? I don't know. What are you, an investor? Just listen to the fucking scheme, dickhead. Jesus. Then go to the target bars. So I did try to do that before. No idea, no general direction of where to go. Now I kind of do. Did I Google it? Did I use my brain scheme idea? Did I talk to a shaman to find the answer? No. I just thought about it a little. Colleges, go to universities around the area, find their local bar, find sport bars and shit like that. Find places where it looks like it's about to get shut down. All right, find those places, and you need to have an equipment ready, all your equipment, duh. But the other parts too, it's like a set, so a theme or something. I'm sticking with mechanic because I know a mechanic and I think I can talk to him enough to get the information across. It's gonna be called Pit Stop Comedy. That's the name I think is the most. I don't know. That's the only one I remember for right now. I'm gonna promote it kind of with a tire that says Pit Stop Comedy, and I'm gonna just put it outside. I don't know where yet, but I'm gonna put it somewhere, and it's gonna be a tire, and that's enough to promote. Oh, that's the Coca-Cola. And yeah, promote that. That's a physical form promotion, and then there's an online presence where you need to have, like, if you're on Instagram in your local show, maybe um Cats, Broadway. I don't know where you live. I don't know where the fuck you're listening to this shit to. You get advertisements, and you need to set that up too online. And then the next step will be trying to establish a showcase as soon as possible so you can sell tickets. And selling tickets not as a bringer show, but as a area show. Like, people inside the area are gonna come out to see it because they know the whatever thing. So do that as soon as possible. And if you're inside a really hot area, that shouldn't be too hard. All right. As someone who has never done it before, obviously it's not hard. None of this shit is hard. It's like walking down the park with two gay men next to you. No one's gonna be hard. No one's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna be hard. All right, I'm really good at comparing and contrasting here, guys. Yeah, let me read a child's book for you. What else we got here? Ticket sales, dude's ticket sales. Try to average 100 to 200 bucks, and you just do quality shows. You just keep doubling it down. So you do a show from like 6 to 7:30, 7:30 to 9, 9:30 to 10:30, and then that's a couple shows a night. 100 bucks a piece. I mean, 100 bucks take home per show. $5 tickets. $20 people, 20 people showing up, 20 to 30 people showing up. You do that consistently inside of one night. Friday hot night, Saturday hot night, or Thursday mediocre night, and you just do it for that shit for a while. Run a couple shows a day, and then at that point you're making some money. This is my plan. I don't know why I'm telling it to you. This is my plan. Eventually, then you make some money. And the overall goal is to have a Cafe Reno bakery place that also at night is a comedy club. I don't think that's impossible, legality at least wise. It's all inside the same margin. I think cafe or restaurant, bistro, stupid shit, bodegas are the quickest and easiest businesses you can start because they're so easy to fail. I think that was a statistic I read under a Snapple. So I'm going to do that shit. But while I'm doing that, I'm gonna still work towards the mobile mechanic goal. And it does sound like a lot of fucking shit. Obviously, it is decent amount. The goal is gonna change because once I get closer to it, I'll probably have a better idea and work towards that. And I hope I do. And I think it's almost real. I try to realize, is this realistic? Is this like a dumb girl saying she's smart, or a hot girl saying she's smart? That's a good expression. I think it's kind of realistic because the flow of money is what's gonna go from full time job goes into the mobile mechanic business, so it's all built up, and then all the money from the mobile mechanic business and the full time job is gonna go straight to the comedy stuff, where I can fund the shows and get the shows running, and then when all three of them are lined up, I won't have free time to do anything. So I'll probably quit the first job if I'm making as much or equivalent amount of money. And then I'll use all the money I possibly could before quitting that job into a place where I can lease, and that'll be my financial. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. It doesn't have to, because I did my 30 minutes. This has been AK Talks Morning Show. I am AK. Congratulations. Have a classy day.